I was skinny, no muscle, I had poor self-esteem, I struggled with girls as well, I was a virgin. It might just be where I'm from, but there is no man so douchey that he's gonna see you, some skinny guy, no muscle, get in the gym, and think,
Ha, what a loser, he's so weak. He can't even lift the default bar. What a loser.
I have been to gym for 4 years, and even though I am far from a beginner, I do remember what it was like starting out, trying to get in shape, and I have been part of a few forums or communities that have helped me understand what it's like for some other people joining the gym that suffered from a few insecurities or mindset problems or other issues that I didn't personally go through. But I do hope that I'll be able to help you in this video.
Shut the fuck up!
So the first section that we're going to talk about when joining or just beginning in the gym is just mindset and insecurities. Overcoming your insecurities and changing your mindset can help you a lot when it comes to being consistent and making good progress in the gym. So the first point I want to make for this is people are not going to judge you when you join the gym. For me personally, when I joined the gym and I just walked around, tested out a few machines, a few free weights, there were a lot of other people there. And they did not give a shit about me. I mean, obviously, they're nice people, they cared about my well-being. If I was going to drop a weight on my neck, a lot of guys in there would run over to me and lift the weight off my neck or whatever. It's happened a few times before, actually. But unless something bad is happening to you, you're really not that relevant to them. They don't really notice you that much. And I can say that as an experienced gym goer. I see new guys in the gym all the time and I just shrug it off. I don't really care. I mean, it's great that they're going out of their way to join a gym and work on themselves. But besides that, I just don't really notice them. I think a good mindset to have is that you should expect people to respect you for joining the gym. If I saw a skinny, weak guy, like I know a few guys who are very underdeveloped physically, if I saw them go in the gym and not just go to the gym but go consistently, try their hardest, actually put in the work to get big, I don't care how big they actually get, if they put in the effort, I will have some huge respect for those guys. Never in my life will I judge them for putting in this much effort for a goal of theirs. I would be proud of those guys if they did that. And I'm sure many other guys will relate. It might just be where I'm from, but there is no man so douchey that he's gonna see you, some skinny guy, no muscle, get in the gym, and think,
Ha, what a loser, he's so weak. He can't even lift the default bar. What a loser.
No one is thinking that. Especially because most guys there actually understand what it's like to be where you're at right now. I was skinny, no muscle, I had poor self-esteem, I struggled with girls as well, I was a virgin. Every guy knows what it's like to be there. Every guy knows what it's like to be at the bottom of life. So if they see you trying to get out of that bottom threshold of life, they're gonna respect it. In fact, most guys will probably want to help you. It's like with the guys I know that are getting into gym and they're not doing so well. They're not making much progress. They're still pretty skinny. I might not respect them as much as the guy who lifts hard every single day and eats 3,000 calories, but I still want to help them, at least. I'm not going to judge them for not being consistent enough, because they've probably got busy lives. They probably don't know what it takes to actually build muscle. And so that's what I did. I helped them. I hit them up. I was like, yo, you want to be my gym bro? I can give you some free personal trainer advice stuff. And he was like,
Yeah, let's do it.
And I actually helped him get a bit of muscle. So I really doubt that you joining the gym is gonna lead to some guy, some big, muscular, 7'3" buzz cut guy is gonna come up to you with his alpha male posture and be like,
Hey, you're a loser because you can't even bench 60 kilos, let alone 100 kilos, let alone 200, because that's what I'm benching, by the way. You better not mess with me, little bitch.
Nobody says that. Nobody does. Nobody does that. So calm down. You're not gonna get judged. I mean, how else are you gonna get out of that rut you're in? You're skinny and you want to be big so that people will not judge you. But the thing is, you need to go to the gym in order to get big, but you're too skinny, and now you're afraid that people are going to judge you because now you're in a gym full of big people, and therefore that's stopping you from getting big. Does it make sense? I mean, it makes sense that you're scared of judgment. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. It's just, don't let that be the thing that holds you back, because that's stupid. It's not even valid. Because people do not judge you for going to gym. If they do, they're gay. Take it from me. Another good mindset to have when starting out in the gym is realizing you will not be benching a lot, or you will not be lifting a lot. In fact, you'll be lifting very, very little. When I started off, I was humbled. Hardly humbled. Actually, that makes it sound like I wasn't humbled at all, because I'm pretty sure that's what hardly means. But I was humbled heavily. It's a better word. I thought I could bench 60. I could only bench 40. But now I can bench 60. Which is why I'm proud of myself. Okay. So when you start in the gym, expect yourself to not be lifting that much. You'll hear guys go on about how they can bench 100 or 200 or 60. Those guys have been in the gym for a long time. Years. You reaching that milestone on your first day is incredibly unlikely and will probably not be anywhere near that much. So keep the bar low. You're not gonna be a powerlifter in your first year or in your first 2 years, unless you have really good genetics and you try really hard and you know all the right stuff. Like me, I've been in the gym for 4 years and I actually haven't made that much progress, because for the first few years it was either I didn't train right, or I didn't eat right, or I didn't know enough. For example, the eccentric part of a movement is the most important for muscle growth. If you don't know what eccentric means or why it's more important for muscle growth, I have a guide coming up for the more advanced side of the gym. I will probably be releasing it soon, within 1 to 2 weeks. You can go check that out if you want. But chances are you're a beginner, so you don't need that stuff. all you need to focus on is what I'm presenting here in this video. And so for maybe the past year, I've made the most gains because I've locked down in my training, my diet, I have the knowledge, and I'm applying that all to my gym routine stuff, and I've been making a lot of gains. Way more gains than I have been for the past 3 years. In fact, I'm probably like doubling or tripling how much progress I was making before I started doing this stuff. And that takes me to my next point, which is results will take time. Results will not be noticed in the first month, maybe in the second month of training. If you go consistently, and maybe if you eat enough, you need to eat at least something to at least see gains as a beginner, but chances are you eat like a normal person, the gains will come anyway. It's just when you become more advanced that you need to worry about diet and stuff, which is why I won't talk about it in this video. Just, if you're a beginner, don't worry about your diet. Within the first month, second month, or third month, you will eventually see gains, but not that much. You'll maybe gain like this much of chest mass. I remember when I started the gym, I wanted to get big arms because I thought that was the only muscle I had in my body, just my arms. I thought that was the only muscle that you could grow or that existed in your body. I also remember when I was playing soccer and I was doing lunges, I saw the muscles in my legs tense up or become flexed is the better word. My leg muscles were being flexed and I could like physically see the definition in the muscle, and I was like, what the hell is this? My legs got bumps on them. I've got a tumor. And then the guy next to me was like,
Muscle? Do you mean the muscle of your leg?
and even after that I still didn't believe the guy. I didn't believe you had muscles in your legs, because that's just stupid, right? Why would you have muscles in your legs? That's weird. Muscles are just used for movement and flexing. Totally just flexing, not movement at all. Why would there be muscles in your legs? And so yeah, a year later, when I found out that there weren't just muscles in your arms, I was like, what the fuck? Good times. I started doing push-ups every day. When I first started working out, I didn't have a gym membership yet, but I was doing push-ups every day because I was like, yeah, big arms. Push-ups for your arms. All arms, baby. But no, because push-ups work your chest as well. And one day I just looked in the mirror, took my shirt off, just got fully naked. Just naked. And I saw that I had developed titties, also known as bigger pecs. And I was so devastated because I thought, I'm growing titties. I am officially a girl. And yeah, a few months later, it turns out you have muscles in your chest that grow when you do push-ups. The biggest discovery of my life. And this was over the course. And I mean, starting from trying to get bigger arms, doing push-ups, and then finding that I had developed titties. This all happened within the course of 2 months. And my chest was still, it was visible now. I had never seen what pecs actually look like when they get developed, hence why I thought they were titties. But they're still pretty small, and it took me 2 months to get there. So if you're really skinny, because I was really skinny, you will see progress in 2 months. It'll be small, but it'll be noticeable. So if you're of average body type, like you're not fat but you're not skinny, you're kind of average, you should see changes in your body within the first maybe 3 to 4 months, let's say. And that's just if you're working out, but you're not really sure what you're doing. Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just did push-ups every day for 2 months. And yeah, I grew titties. If you actually do the stuff right, like an advanced gym bro would, which I don't really recommend getting into just yet, but you can if you want. You'll see progress much faster, like in maybe 1 month. But starting out, you have no knowledge, chances are you're only going to make noticeable muscle within the first 4 months. And another point that's part of the other point I was just making, which is results take time, is learn to enjoy the journey instead of the destination. When you're just doing things because you want to get big, you only care about getting big, not so much enjoying the actual workouts themselves. You're gonna quit, most likely. Getting jacked, like maybe David Lade jacked or something, it's gonna take years. And nobody does one thing every day for years just to get some kind of result when they hate doing that thing. In this example, going to the gym or working out. You need to enjoy working out. So make it as fun as possible. I will get into that later in the video. I think. Let me check. Okay, never mind. That's for the next one. The next guide I'm making. But if you're just starting out and you've got a goal in mind, chances are you won't really need motivation hacks. You're probably already plenty motivated already. So I shouldn't need to give you motivational advice. You should have it figured out. Because if you're watching this full guide to get into the gym or to enhance your gym productivity as a beginner or whatever, then I'd say you're plenty motivated. Just get in there for a few months and then watch the next video that I'm going to be releasing soon. One tip I will give as a tiny crash course thing, I don't even know. Just listen to music. It's that simple. Look up Doom Eternal Best Songs, find a playlist, crank that shit in your ears, and motivation unlocked. There you go. Nice job. The first 3 months will be the hardest part of the journey. For me, even though gym was relatively easy, it was the hardest part of the journey itself. I had to adjust to this new habit of showing up every single day, doing the work, even though sometimes I just didn't feel like it. The first 3 months, they were quite tedious, and I didn't have much trouble adjusting because I was kind of a loner with no hobbies whatsoever. So going to gym was pretty easy for me. But for most guys, adjusting to their new routine of going to gym every day, it's probably going to be a bit difficult for a while. But they are also the most significant parts of your journey. Like the first few months will be the most significant of the entire journey that you're going on. Oh hey, I actually did add some motivation tips. I just couldn't see them because I was legally blind. If you feel unmotivated listening to heavy music, looking at gym content, or going with a friend can help. Since I had no friends and I had no AirPods back when I first started, all I could really do was look at gym content, and that was enough to make me so insecure about my body that I just had to go to gym, otherwise I would die. So yeah, there you go. 3 tips. You don't get just 1 tip, but 3 now. I'm so nice. Part 2 is Get your routine in order. I've heard that some guys struggle with finding a specific routine to stick to. Hang on, my computer's dying on me. I'll be right back. Your routine. Don't waste time overthinking your routine like I did. Although I didn't really, to be honest. I switched my routine a few times, maybe, but overall, I was pretty consistent. I don't think I really feel like I need to have the perfect routine. But yeah, just to clarify, the perfect routine does not exist. You will never find the routine that's
100% perfect and optimized for muscle growth that will get you 20 kilograms of muscle mass in the next 2 days.
doesn't happen, doesn't work, doesn't exist. What I did was just get a personal trainer, get them to give me a split or a workout routine, and just stick to it until you find something better. Well, actually, scratch that. Stick to it for the first few months, and then when you're more accustomed to the exercises and the form, the exercise form, you want to make sure you don't injure yourself, and about all the other stuff like diet and intensity and volume, all that stuff. When you've got all that stuff figured out and you feel like you're ready to advance your workout routine, you can do so. But for now, since you're a beginner, you don't need to worry about that. Just get one routine, stick to it. And to help you, I'm giving you a routine for you.
And if you do it forward, you're a bitch. Because I made it for you. If you don't use it, you're just ungrateful. You're an ungrateful little bitch.
That's my motivation for you, to stop you from workout hopping. You're welcome. So your starting split, the split that you're going to start off your gym days with, is push-pull legs. I recently gone to push-pull abs and cardio, arms, legs, and it helped me tremendously, but that's probably a bit too much for beginner gym goers. There's a lot of hype about push-pull legs and how good it is or whatever, how much volume it gives you, and me, honestly, it just makes me want to not do push-pull legs because it feels so overrated, even though it might actually be better for gains. So I might eventually try it. I probably will, actually, because doing push-pull legs as part of my workout, not the whole workout, but part of it, it's actually helped me a lot, so I might convert. Who knows? But in my opinion, just to stop you from overthinking, do push-pull legs and be done with it. Since you're a beginner, for your workouts, I want you to keep them relatively small. You can size up the exercises on days you feel like doing so if you want to, but to keep you doing at least the bare minimum is what we want. I'm not going to expect you, or nobody really is going to expect you to be doing tons of exercises and sets and doing high intensity bullshit on your first day or your first month and so on. You're a beginner, just take it slow. So I'm going to make you a workout and I'm going to show it on screen somewhere. Could be top right, top left, I don't know. Or it could be the entire screen. Look, you can't see me no more because it's filling the entire screen. Oh, damn. That's kind of sad. Anyway, do at least 3 exercises per workout, minimum. You can do more if you want. Just to keep things small and short, do at least 3 exercises. If you finish and you have enough energy inside you to do more, you feel motivated enough, you can go and do some machines or something, or correct your form on a different exercise. Totally up to you. Just make sure you get these first 3 exercises in and you're good. I probably might add more than 3 exercises to some days, because some days might require more than 3 exercises to hit all the muscle groups in that workout. So if there's more than 3, then that's why. And then do at least 1 set per exercise. And this sounds, if any average gym goer were to hear this advice, they'd probably be like,
That's so little. That's so little volume. You should do more.
but this is just the minimum, keep in mind. If you can do 3 sets, bro, go ahead. You probably could do 3 sets anyway. But we all have those days when we're tired, we don't want to do it, it's too much. Like me today, I spent the whole day playing soccer and badminton, and by the time I had to hit the gym, I was so tired. Pushing the weights just felt like hell. Just wanted to sleep. And so I ended up only doing 2 exercises and around 2 sets for each of those exercises. So it was a really short workout, but all that matters is I got in, I did the work, and that's it. Good job, me. So that's your routine. Push-pull legs, and then the workout that I provide you, just use all of that, and you won't have to worry about getting the perfect routine or workout split or whatever. That stuff does not matter in your beginning. And since I've been to the gym for 4 years, I actually know the best exercises and workout split that you should use to build muscle. So just take my word for it. You got this.
Even he don't know. He's like, and then they go.
Okay, part 3 is being consistent. Most important when it comes to actually making gains in the gym. You want to focus on being consistent. That should be your main priority for the gym as a beginner, or even as an intermediate or advanced gym goer. You still want to be consistent, but learning how to be consistent when you're first starting out is very valuable and should be prioritized. When you start to go years into... Bro. My PC started freaking out. As you become more advanced in the gym field, you don't really need to prioritize consistency that much. You should still be consistent, but you don't need to worry about it that much because you've already learned how to be consistent in the gym. If that makes sense. I hope that made sense. So to be consistent, you gotta enjoy the process. The most fun part about going to the gym is making progress. The reason why gym is not fun for maybe most people, it was definitely the case for me, is sometimes you just stop making progress. Or maybe you're not making as much progress as you want to be making long term. Maybe you just don't track your progress in general. Like you go into the gym and you're not really noticing much change because you're not looking out for it. You don't take your shirt off in the front of the mirror in the morning before you take a shower. You're not looking how much weight you're pressing for how many reps. That stuff is what really motivates you to just keep going. When I stopped tracking my progress in the gym, I was still consistent. I went every day, but I didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't feel as motivated to go to the gym. But when the mindset kicks in of like, oh yeah, last time I bench pressed 60 kilograms for 6 reps, and today I'm gonna bench 60 kilograms for 8 reps. That's the goal. Suddenly the workouts just become so much more exciting because you just can't wait to see how much more weight you're pressing today. That's how it works for me, at least. And I know that for guys, making progress is the number one motivator of the things we do. And so I'm kind of just regurgitating stuff I may have said in the video earlier, but start small. The most important step for being consistent in the gym is stop expecting so much of yourself. You don't need to be 100% perfect. You don't need to always do 10 exercises, 50 sets every single day, because otherwise if you don't, you're a bitch. No, that's a bad mindset. You want to do at least the bare minimum, so that on some days when you're tired and you don't feel like doing the stuff, you can at least push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit by doing the work even though you're tired. That's the most important part. So start small and then gradually start pushing yourself harder. For example, you could boost the intensity, that's option 1, and then boost the volume, option 2. So let's say you only go to failure once per workout, and if you don't know what going to failure is, it means when you rep the weight. So let's say you're doing bench press, you have the bar and you're pushing the bar for how many reps, and then eventually your muscles get a bit sore, you can't really push the weight as easily anymore, it starts to feel harder to lift. And when you eventually just can't lift the bar anymore, that is called going to failure. So if you only do that, I swear, my computer is doing stuff I've never seen it do before. What is going on? Anyways, back to the video. If you're only going to failure once per day, challenge yourself next time. Go to failure twice a day, and then go to failure 3 times a day. Then start going to failure every time you do an exercise. For the last set of every exercise, just go to failure. No excuses. Then there's volume. Maybe week 1, you do 1 set, and then week 2, you start doing 2 sets instead. And then 3 sets, and then 4 sets, even though it's a bit excessive. But if you want to really push yourself, do more sets. So just gradually make your workouts a bit harder. Of course, when you feel tired, you can bring it back down a bit. But when you're feeling relatively energetic, you don't feel overly tired, you feel like you can get the work done, you can push yourself, get out of your comfort zone. Make the workout a bit harder by upping the intensity, making the workout harder, which I didn't just say earlier, totally. Or increase the volume, or both. You can do either. Okay, I took a little break and then started to edit what I had already recorded. And editing this thing is a bitch. It took me almost an entire day to edit 45 minutes of video footage.
Hope you appreciate what I do for you guys. You better like and subscribe right now, or I will find you. I know where you live, that's right. Don't wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning, because guess I'll be there under your bed, waiting for you to put those toes on the floor so that I can grab them and tickle and stuff. That's if you haven't liked and subscribed. Like and subscribe right now.
Making progress. Wait, hang on. Part 4, making progress. So, during the workout, you want to make sure that you have correct form for all your exercises, maybe even some machines. Well, actually, yeah, machines included. You want to make sure you have the right form. With dumbbells or barbells or any kind of free weight, form is definitely more important because you have to worry about knowing where to keep the weights as you lift or drop the weight. Because if you lift the weight at a weird angle or your shoulders are too back or whatever, it can lead to injury. So with free weights, it's a lot more important that you learn the form. With machines, it's more about muscle growth, worrying about the form. With machines, it's very hard to get injured. Of course, it's still possible, but as long as you keep a nice tempo, your chances of getting injured are very low. So with the free weights, let's start with that. Just with any exercise you have that is a free weight, look up on YouTube this exercise form. So if you're doing squats, if you're doing barbell squats, go into YouTube, search
barbell squats form and then just look at a 30-second video of how to do a squat. And then make sure you actually try and replicate the form. Don't put on any weight. I'm not sure anyone is actually stupid enough to do this, but just in case, if you're only just learning how to do the form for an exercise, do not put on the weight. Leave the default bar as is, and then do the form, and progressively add weight to the bar until you can do 12 reps on that exercise, until you start going to failure. Don't try and check your form on the default bar and then immediately go to 60 kilograms or whatever, squat or bench press, doesn't really matter, depends how strong you are, because then your form will likely mess up a bit because it's still trying to get used to this new weight. It's much harder to have a good form on a really heavy weight than it is on a lighter weight. You'll notice that if you squat 20 kilograms, your form, it's fine. It's not that hard to have good form if you know what to do already. But when you then go to 100 kilograms on squat, you'll find that it's hard to go all the way down, or your lower back gives out a little bit, and sometimes you curve your back forwards. You want to make sure you avoid that stuff. So just go light at first, check your form, then slowly build up to whatever weight that you think you can do for 12 reps. So start with the default bar, check your form, add 10 kilograms, check your form on that, add another 10 kilograms, check your form, add another 10 or 20 kilograms, depends how light it feels, and keep doing that until eventually you can only do the weight for 12 reps. Simple. Then with machines, you don't need to focus so much on where to keep the weight or to curve your back when you do the movement. Unless you're doing the Smith machine. For the Smith machine, it is a machine and you still have to sort of worry about form, like where do my feet go? Should I point my feet outwards or inwards? Don't point your feet inwards, by the way. Should I curve my back or not? That kind of stuff. But with other weights like the chest press or the shoulder press, that kind of stuff, you don't need to worry about form that much. Just push the weight and then drop it, push it, drop, easy. So it depends on the exercise, but you should still look up the correct form for that machine. Then there's also the tempo side of the form. For example, you don't want to go on to chest press and then just start repping away lightning fast. That's not going to get you anywhere. You want to be explosive on the way up, called the concentric, and you want to be slow and controlled on your way down, the eccentric. And then, depending on what weight you use, when you reach the bottom, just pause, hold for a second. You want to make sure you really stretch the muscle that you're using. I'll explain why that's important in the next course, not this video, because you're a beginner. You don't really need to worry about that. Just listen to what I'm saying. When you go down, try and stretch the muscle as much as possible, and then explosively lift the weight. So to act the movement for you, you've got the chest press right here. You want to explosively go up, and then slowly let the weight drop. Hold for 1 second, explosive. Slow down, hold, up. Easy. And by doing that, you will make a lot more progress than if you're just doing and yeah, all is well. When you've got your form in check, you can then put on the weight, see what you can do for maybe 8 reps. 8 to 12 reps is usually the threshold I like to keep my reps in. I don't usually go under 8, or actually no, I do, but I'm more advanced, so I can afford to go heavier, aka low reps, but I definitely don't go higher. Above 12 is just too tiring. And now you have an official goal, which is once you do that weight on the machine or free weight, whatever, for 8 reps, you want to make sure the next time you have that specific day, so let's say it's push day, you want to make sure the next time you have push day, you're doing that weight for an extra 2 reps. Alright? So if you're doing chest press one day for 60 kilograms, 6 reps, the next time you have push, I've probably said this before, I do remember saying this before, but you want to do 60 kilograms for 8 reps the next time you have push. And so that way you're progressively overloading, you're adding more weight, and by doing this you're becoming stronger. Your body is now seeing that you're adding weight to the bar, and it learns that it needs to produce more muscle in order to keep up with this new weight that you're pushing, therefore making you gain more muscle over time. And yeah, progressive overload, very important. So you want to make sure you're adding reps every time you go and do the same workout. Of course, not every time you do the push day, you're not always going to be able to add 2 reps to your old weight, and that's fine. It just means that maybe you didn't recover so well that time, or something happened, you didn't get enough sleep. That's fine. Just don't be discouraged, you'll get it next time. Just make sure you prioritize your recovery to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because if you don't, you're gay. If you don't add more reps next time you go do push or pull or legs, I do not care whatsoever, you're gay. Alright, nice. And so in order to recover from the workout, because keep in mind, you don't grow the muscle during the workout, you grow it afterwards. So if you want to make sure your muscles grow as efficiently and effectively as possible, you want to make sure that you're eating enough and you're sleeping enough. Since you're a beginner, it's not as important, the recovery, because since you're a beginner, you'll make a lot more muscle than an advanced person would. I don't know how it works, it's just when you first start out, you'll be making a lot of muscle regardless of what you do. And then over time, you eventually stop making as much progress. You'll make some progress, but you'll plateau a little bit. You'll stop adding 2 reps to your weight and you'll start adding 1 instead. So, since you're a beginner, you should still make an effort to recover well enough, but you don't have to worry about it that much because you're still a beginner. So just eat a bit more than usual and sleep a bit more than usual, and you should be good. Don't worry about anything else after the workout. Like, still, work hard and check your form, all that stuff. And now the last and final part of this video is things to not worry about. People will try and throw all this advice onto you, overloading your senses and making your brain explode into oblivion. That stuff doesn't matter. Like, for example, I've got a list here. Counting calories. Calories, not for you just yet. Or your macros. Calories, macros, nutrients. Don't worry about that stuff. You can worry about the stuff I'm listing here if you really, really want to, but you don't need it. To avoid burning yourself out on your first month, don't worry about this stuff. Anything related to diet, don't worry about it. Just eat more than usual and you should be fine. Bulking or cutting. This is technically part of a diet side of things, but still, you don't need to worry about that stuff. Once you go 3 months in, sure, worry about bulking or cutting or whatever. Chances are if you're starting, cutting is probably not a great idea. Still, don't worry about it. You'll learn about it soon, but it's just not yet. Science-based exercises. People like to say,
You should do this exercise and this exercise because they're better for the gains according to science.
and all that stuff. It's not BS, but to you it is. Because you're a beginner, you don't need to worry about that stuff because all exercises are basically the same to you. When you're advanced, then the exercises become a bit more stale. Some exercises will be better for you, some won't be, but you're a beginner, so doing any exercise at all will make you gains no matter what. So just don't worry about it. Supplements. I personally have never, or not never, I've done protein powder, but that's it. Anything else, I've never done supplements at all. But you can, if you want. It's not a necessity. You don't need supplements to make gains. It can help a little bit. If you enjoy eating protein powder or creatine or pre-workout, you can do all that stuff. But you want to become accustomed to just being a normal gym goer, although technically eating supplements is kind of normalized in the gym industry. If you don't know what it is, just don't worry about it. That's all. And then most other gym advice. Anything I haven't listed in this entire video, it's probably not worth your time to worry about. Of course, there's stuff like reps and sets and I don't know, some terminology that I use that you should probably worry about a little bit. Like if you don't know what it means, then you should look it up or something. But advice that hasn't been given in this video is probably not worth your time. I mean, who knows, maybe I missed something. I'm sure there is something that I might have missed. If it is, you can just let me know in the comments or in my Discord. I have a Discord. I don't really check my comments that often, but my Discord I do. So if you want to get in touch, just join the Discord. The link's in the description. But yeah, most other advice, it's not worth your time. The advice in this video should summarize everything you need to know as a beginner. So just focus on being consistent and making progress. That's all. That's all you need to worry about. Everything else is stupid, nonsense, bullshit, garbage, not worth your time. I hope this video helped you. Good luck on your gym journey. Hope you get jacked like me. And I will see you in a few months in my next course.